This is an unboxing video from Ffern Fragrances, which I'm very excited to bring to you today. And I got a text for them saying that there was a spot open on the ledger and I could apply to be on the ledger and receive fragrances. Now, I totally forgot about this as I'd applied a number of months ago. In brief, Ffern is a fragrance company based in Somerset in the United Kingdom. They use only natural ingredients derived from plants, 100% natural, it's organic and things like that, so it should be safe for everyone's skin and also user friendly so far as animal testing goes. And they were founded by a guy called, yes, Joseph Robert in 1884, and he used the extraction process and basically started the fragrance company. Now it's currently run by Francois, I believe it is, who's a fourth generational grandson. So this company releases a fragrance 4 times a year, one for each season, that is one fragrance for each season, and it's released on a solstice or an equinox, which I believe is a point in time where the Earth is orbiting around the Sun. So there's 4 points in the year. So yes, you get put on the ledger and then you get sent a package. This is Winter 25, which is my first fragrance from the company. Now they do release these in small batches, which is exclusive to people on the ledger. If you're not on the ledger, you cannot purchase the fragrance, and they say that the reason why they do this is to ensure that quality is not impeded. They've only got a limited number of the ingredients, being a relatively small company, and they want to keep quality high, so therefore they only release fragrances to people on the ledger. The artist is Emily Sutton, so I'm guessing that's who's created the fragrance. Nice little notebook or notepad. I'm guessing this is going to tell us about the fragrance. And yes, this is all about the fragrance. It's got the ingredients, the notes. It mentions a diffusion stone, Moonlight Skater by the artist Emily Sutton, and this is for Ffern 2025. I'll try and get you a good shot in there. There you go. So there you go, it's Eau de Parfum. It's got the details on the front there. This is a 31ml bottle, which is very interesting. To keep the perfume, break the seal. Now, in here, there is a little tester kit. Now, in this tester kit is a sample of the fragrance here. There is also some tea, excellent, some winter tea there. There is a diffusion stone, which is handmade and has the artist's emblem and engraving on there. I honestly do not know what that is. Like I say, it's a first unboxing. I've never heard of that before. And yes, there's the sampling guide. So basically, sampling moulette or moulet. So what it's saying is, you separate them. This is to do the samples. So separate them, fold and apply 2 doses to the pointed end, wait 10 seconds and inhale very gently. So this is what is known as a tester strip. So there you go. I'm going to use the sampling kit, albeit I will be keeping the fragrance regardless of what I think of it, because I'm a collector. I'm now on the ledger, and regardless of what it smells like, I'm going to keep it. So it says 2 sprays on here, so let's go. Let's wait 10 seconds. Right, so let's see what this smells like. Well, that's not quite what I expected, I must admit. That's quite crisp. It's clean, it's crisp, it's quite bright actually. I think that's from the citruses which are in here. Wow, okay. Right, so from what the artist and the perfumer has envisaged and created, I think what they're going for here, the skater in the forest on the ice, I think this is like a kind of a chilly, wintry Arctic blast that you're smelling off the top anyway. Yeah, it's definitely a cold, cool blast of citruses there. There is some earthy and green undertones in there. It smells very natural, I'll tell you that, which is great. Yeah, that's interesting. Bit of tricks in the mind there, so it just goes to show a book shouldn't be judged on its cover, because I was reading winter this and winter that and I was expecting the dark, the deep notes, but they're not quite here anyway. Maybe the top notes will dissipate and it'll calm down, but certainly a sharp, cool, wintry blast is what I get. And if that's what they're going for, fantastic. But it wasn't what I was expected. Caught us off guard, that. I do enjoy that. I'm not going to comment on the notes yet. I'm going to keep that for the full review. So let's break the perfume seal. Obviously, I am going to be wearing this on my skin for a number of days, so I can tell you about the projection, longevity, how the notes develop, what notes I can pick up and what the main players are. So I don't want to go into that too much. So there you go. Opening the box, contains the bottle. Looks like all natural recyclable cardboard, which is fantastic, very sustainable. So if you're into that kind of thing and helping the earth, then this would be a great company to buy from. It's got the ingredients on the front. The nose is Elodie Durand. Not sure what that means. Maybe that's the person who's tested the fragrance to pass it. Quality control. Yes, concentration 20%, winter 25, eau de parfum. And there's the nose on there. That must be the person testing it and passing it for sale. So yeah, there's the maceration and maturation age and the batch code on there. All very good, very exciting. Yes. Oh, that's interesting. The base is organic Italian grain vodka. Fantastic for you vodka lovers. And at Higher Sense, do we like vodka? Hell yes, we do. Right, okay, so taking the fragrance out. Does it not have a lid? No. Don't think it does have a lid, which is interesting. Right, I'll just move the box over here. So here is the bottle. Quite simplistic, quite elegant. I do like gold, so there you go. There it is. Very nice bottle. Fits in the palm of one's hand. Albeit my hands are pretty big, so it may make this look tiny, which can be a disadvantage in some circumstances anyway. Yes, so here we go, the acid test with the atomizer. Remember, we're going to need 2 pumps because it's brand new. Very excited to see the atomizer, and albeit I have smelled it from the tester, just to get a whiff in the air, let's see. So let's give it a go. Wow! I didn't expect that from the atomizer. Oh, very nice. Yes, that's much more than the couple of sprays that I got from the sample. Very nice, very pleasant. I do enjoy that. Let's give this atomizer another go. I think it's pressure sensitive, and did you see how far it goes in the cloud it created? Let's have another go of this. Maybe my editor could put it in slow motion, maybe. Wow. That is an excellent atomizer. Whew. Very nice, very nice. I'm looking forward to reviewing this and wearing this. Okay, so that is Winter 2025 from Ffern. God, that is strong. Right, I'll give this a few wearings. I'll be back in a few days' time for the full review. Hello and welcome back to Higher Sense with Haz. And today's review is going to be Winter 25 by Ffern. I haven't worn this fragrance on a number of days now. I can report back on my findings. I'll just give it another blast as a reminder. Yeah, that's what I remember clearly. So this fragrance, as I've explained, is a Winter 25 release from Ffern. It's an odd one. And what I mean by that is, it's a bit confusing, because I expected a winter fragrance to be a bit deeper, a bit darker, more earthy, a lot of backbone, and a lot of bite and grit. However, this one is the complete opposite. It's very light, it's very bright, it's very chilly, which when you look at the artist and the perfumer's vision, as I've explained previously, it's a young girl skating in the forest, and there's a nice icy blast and chill through the trees which comes across her as she's skating. That's fine, that's an awesome vision, and I'm sure that my editor will put a photo of the artist's vision on the screen at some point for you to take a look at. Now, if I hadn't seen that and I'd just been told this is a winter fragrance, review it, I would have struggled to think that this is a winter fragrance at all. Indeed, I would have said it was more summery, if anything. Now I know what the artist's impression is and what they're trying to achieve. I can say that I can understand to a degree what they're getting at. Now, before we delve any deeper, I'll quickly run through the notes and it'll become apparent why this may be an issue. So this fragrance has a lot of notes in it. I think it's got too many notes, but I'll run through them with you now. So in the top we have peppermint, pink peppercorn, saffron, orange rind, green mandarin rind and lemon rind. And then moving into the mid we have rose de may, blue gum eucalyptus, palmarosa, neroli and bergamot rind. Then in the base we have vetiver root, lavender, brown-eyed rock rose, jasmine sambac and red cedar. Now that's a lot of notes, and I would say that the fragrance profile again doesn't fit a winter fragrance, but I'll go on to discuss the positives and negatives of this with you. So upon the initial blast you get a cool fragrance, but you're hit with sharp, bright citruses up top. So I was thinking to myself, well, this isn't very wintry, but the cooling effect of the mint and the eucalyptus is there. I wish it was a bit stronger. Now to me, it's cool, bright citruses. I would have preferred icy cold citruses. So I would have upped the peppermint and upped the eucalyptus just to give it a nice cold blast. Like, remember that advert with the chewing gum? I'm not sure if it was spearmint or double mint. I think it might have been spearmint. Could well have been airwaves as well more recently if you're not as old as me. They eat the airwaves, they breathe on the camera, and like an icy blast goes on the camera. That's what I would have wanted from this. If you're going to bang a load of citruses in a winter release for a fragrance, then I want them to be ice cold. You've got a lot of citruses up top, you've got a lot of rind in there, and it creates a very sweet, bright, fresh citrus effect. Now I thought, okay, I've given this a number of wears now, and I thought moving into the mid, what you've got in the mid, you've got some florals and things like that, and I thought, will this tone the citruses down a bit? And the answer to that was no. The citruses are very prominent in the top and they seem to last throughout the fragrance. The fragrance is fairly linear and it doesn't change very much. Now for the number of notes that are in here, you would have thought you would have got other things creeping through. Now it's got a lot of natural products in here which I commend, but I don't know if they're fighting against each other in here, because I hoped that the cool citruses would make way for some more earthy notes that are coming through in the base, like the vetiver root and things like that. I just hoped it would become a little bit darker, a little more grounded, a little bit more earthy as time went on. You do get a touch of floral that does come through in the mid, but the citruses are still there and in my opinion dominate the fragrance. Where's the vetiver root? Where's the red cedar? Red cedar is supposed to be quite strong. Now if you're using natural ingredients you would think you'd be able to pick it up. Now I've given this 3 full wearings and I've sprayed it quite a bit. I don't know if you can see in there, but that was filled right to the top. So I'm not a sissy sprayer here on higher scents, albeit I don't want to go nose blind, so it goes on the sides and on the back and on my hand so I can test it throughout the day. And for me, I think I would have preferred the citruses to be a bit more icy, for the mid to pack a bit more punch with the darker florals. There's jasmine and things in there. It's like, I'm not sure if I'd be putting jasmine in here. I think rose is okay, but it says it's got vetiver root and red cedar in there. But where is it? I want deep dark woods, I want patchouli, I want earthy notes, I want a bit of leather in there. For me, for a winter release, I want something which has just got a bit of depth and a bit of darkness, just to ground the fragrance and to give it some punch. But if what the perfumer and the artist are going for is kind of iced citruses, which would represent the kind of the start of winter, outdoors, in a forest, things like that, then it's fair enough. There's white florals in here. I'm not sure I would have used white florals in here. I would have used the darker florals personally. But all in all, it's a very nice fragrance if you ignore the fact it's a winter 25 release. The subscription for this, as part of the ledger, you get 4 fragrances a year released quarterly, £89 including postage and packaging. And as I said before, you do get a sampler kit, so if you don't like the fragrance you can send it back. The thing is, I do like this fragrance, I just think it's out at the wrong time of year. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try this again in late spring and in summer and see how it works there. Now I've certainly got no qualms with how it smells. It does smell very natural. There's a lot of ingredients in there and I can pick some of them out, not all of them. I don't know if that's just because I've been a bit under the weather the last few weeks or what, but there's a lot going on here. It's very pleasant, however. It projects okay. I would say it projects maybe 1.5 foot. It's not an absolutely massive projector. Whether that's because of the time of the year and it's all natural ingredients, I don't know. Now it is an eau de parfum at a 20% level. I'm just looking to see if it says on here. It doesn't say on here, but I have definitely read it's a 20% eau de parfum. So it's certainly at the slightly lower end of eau de parfums, but I would have expected a slight bit more projection for this. So that was slightly disappointing. The longevity, again, it's okay. I would say I was getting good performance up to around the 4-hour mark. Then after that, it tamed and dulled down slightly. I would say that this fragrance lasted me, honestly, around 5 hours. And then it was a skin scent and I was having to be really up close to smell it. Now for a winter fragrance, that would be disappointing. For a summer fragrance, it would be okay. So I don't know if it's the scent profile that's given it that performance or what. But projection is below average. Longevity for a winter fragrance is below average. As a summer freshie, it's different because rather than it being warm and bright and invigorating, it's cooling. So I think that the citruses and the white florals with the cooling effect in the summer might actually be a hit. So I'd be very interested to come back to this. But so far as the overall package goes, so far as price, you're looking at nearly £3 per milliliter. Remember, it's only 31ml you're getting in here, so at £3 per milliliter, it's quite expensive. Yes, it's a small house and you're helping individual people here, and the story behind it all, as I've explained, I'm very happy with and I'm excited to be a part of it. Now, on higher sense, we have to give honest opinions here. And I don't like to harm or hurt individuals or companies. And what you've got to remember is this is my first fragrance from the house. It's not a disappointing fragrance. It's just not a winter fragrance. If they're saying, hey, it's just winter 25, just meant it was released in winter 25 and that's how we'll log it, not a problem. If they're trying to say, here's a winter fragrance, I'm not sure it is. The artist's vision for this, I can see what they're getting at, but I just think there's too much going on. There's not enough earthy notes in it, and I just think it needs to be iced a lot more. It's cooling, but it's not icy. If it was icy and cutting, then I think I could get behind it. But it's a confusing fragrance, and it's one which I'm not sure that I would wear during the winter anyway. I'll give it another go during the summer. But yes, an interesting first step into the House of Ffern. I'm certainly staying on the ledger. I'm looking forward to the future releases. Is it a good fragrance? Yes, it's a good fragrance. What's the performance like? It's okay. It's been matured and it's been macerated before it's been released. So technically, it shouldn't really increase much in that department. Can I recommend this specific fragrance for the price? No, I don't think I can, if I'm being honest. I think there's better alternatives out there. Certainly for winter fragrances, there's better alternatives. Is this individual and unique? Yes, it is. Is it well blended and pleasant? Yes, it is. Do I think it'll work better in the summer? Yes, I do. But all in all, I'm pleased I'm on the ledger and part of the house, and I look forward to future releases. So far as this one goes, Winter 25 by Ffern, get yourself on the ledger, and then hopefully in a few months' time you'll get the spring or summer release. Would I backdate and purchase this one from their ledger? I don't think I would. It's an exciting experience and one that I've been waiting some time for, and I look forward to future releases from the house. But all in all, Winter 25 by Ffern, it's a good fragrance, but it's not one I'd currently wear.